Hi guys, so today is day two of the Upwork challenge, and for today we are going to work on this particular gig called the person is looking for an AI agent which would initiate conversation in WhatsApp, and it will collect details like name, email, and some other details. Then it would save the contacts on HubSpot, store and update the leads on Airtable, and automatically schedule a meeting on Google Calendar or Google Meet. Then to send a confirmation and meeting details back to the person on WhatsApp. So this person is requesting this job from I think Saudi Arabia or something like that. So basically, for this particular gig, the person didn't specify the industry. So I assumed I'm building this for a real estate agent or a real estate firm. So instead of using WhatsApp, I used Telegram instead, and I connected tools like HubSpot and Supabase as my record, then Google Calendar to book my meetings. And I added an AI agent. Let me show you an example of what the conversation looked like. So this is an example of what the conversation looked like on Telegram. I don't know if you guys can see it. Alright, so this is an example of what the conversation looked like on Telegram. Then, as you can see, it asked for the details and said it was nice to meet me and asked some couple details, and I asked it to book a meeting with the person, and it actually booked the meeting with the person. Then it asked me to get the meeting link by clicking on this place, and if you click on it and open it on our brief tab, we would see this, which would show that the meeting has actually been booked. So on HubSpot as well, you can see that the email I provided. I'm sure you guys the email. So here's the email I provided, codexsystem@gmail.com, and it saved that on HubSpot. If you open our HubSpot contact details, you would see that you can see it's Codex Systems. And if you open our Supabase record as well, you will see that also. So let me show you guys how I built this. So first off, for us to get started, you don't have to start with Telegram note first. You can just start with uh, an on-chat message trigger. So we'll just add another trigger. Then just click on on-chat message. And once you click on on-chat message, you leave that. Then you click on the plus and you click on AI. You click on an AI agent. So once you click on the AI agent, the chat ID and basically the user prompt will be mapped to the user prompt is basically the chat being sent to the message interface. So that's going to be the user prompt. But for the system prompt, I think you would have no, I don't think you would have to add that by clicking on system message. So once you click on system message, you can just ask Claude, ChatGPT, or any other AI model of your choice to like write a quick prompt for you, and that will save you a lot of time. You just have to describe what you're trying to use the prompt for, and it will write it for you. And you should also specify on the scenario to use each tool. Let me show you an example of what the prompt look like. So if you open this particular chat AI agent, you see an example of what the prompt look like. So I I told the bot its name, which is Isco, and I explained the objective, which is to collect the person's details, and I explained the whole conversation rules and the scenarios to call each tools and the data to be sent to each tool. And I also specified on the structured. I also specified that the data should be structured when sending it to this tool. That way we won't have to like face any issues or any shit like that. So once you're done adding the AI agents, you just have to connect a couple things to the AI agents. So you click on the chat model. Once you click on the chat model, this is basically you just adding an AI which will power the AI agents. and you could choose any AI model of your choice. You could choose Claude, anything you want. And for me, I went with OpenAI because I think I have some free AI credits, and I went with that. So for the memory, I clicked on this, and you would go for beginners. You would like to go for the simple memory because these memories are a little bit complex to like configure, especially when you're building it for the first time. So this is a lot more simple. You just click on the simple memory. So you can just the context window length is just like the number of conversation it should save. Basically the number of conversations the AI agents can reference. So if you make it five, it's going to be able to reference the last five chats from the user. So if you make the let's say you make the window length like 20 or whatever. So for me, I went with 10 and I input that as well. So for now, you won't have to like change anything here, especially when you're using the when when chat message received trigger, you don't have to change anything in the chat ID or whatever. So for the tools you would add HubSpot first. Um I think that's pretty simple to like, configure. So once you add HubSpot, you just have to like add your credentials, and it's really simple. Once you click on add your credentials, you will just have to sign in using the OAuth 2 method. So you just click on connect on HubSpot, and it will show you a page where you could add your account, and you can proceed to doing whatever you want. So for the tool description, that will be set automatically. The resources will be contacts, and the operation would be create or update contacts. So for the email, we will map that soon. So let's leave that page. Let's add the second tool, which would be the Google Calendar. So just click on Google Calendar tool, and this is already pre-filled. Normally, before you would have to like you know type in the expressions for these ones, but I think they've made a lot of changes to it. So that's already pre-filled for you. So all you just have to do is, connect your Google Cloud account by just signing in through the OAuth2 method, and, choose the particular calendar you're trying to go for. So you choose your opponent's calendar, and basically that's all. And you leave the page, then you add the last two, which would be Supabase. So you just go to search Supabase. Um, you'll see Supabase. So once you click on Supabase, you open the Supabase tool, and I've talked about how to connect your Supabase account in some of my previous videos, so you can check that out. Then you add your credentials, and you leave this as it is. The resources will be row, and the options will be to create a row, and you choose the particular document, but it's called table in Supabase. So you choose the table you're trying to like log the data into. So you choose the table, then you would have to manually open each one of those what's the name each one of those rows, and I mean each one of those headers, and you have to open each one of those headers, and you don't have to like fix input any expression. You can just set that to let the model define, and you do that for every single row you've created. You don't have to add the description. So you just set it to define automatically by the model. Basically, this is going to save us a lot of time when it comes to like mapping data, because it's going to be really unorganized, and it's better if the AI agent itself can just map the expression and load the data by itself. And you do that for each one of those headers, and you're done with the Supabase side of things. Then that's all. Then you add the final node, which is the Telegram node. Once you search Telegram, you open the Telegram node, and for this, no. Okay, okay. So you would add the Telegram node as the final node, and the operation would be send a text message, and we'll come back to that. So since we whenever you're trying to test it, you don't have to add this Telegram node yet. You can just open the chat interface and just type whatever you can discuss with it, and just type whatever you gotta type and test it out before deciding to add the Telegram node itself. So when you're done testing it and it's working perfectly, all you have to do is to just click on the plus and search for Telegram. So you search for Telegram again, and this time around we'll be going for the trigger. So you scroll down, you open the trigger, and for this, the trigger would be on message. So basically, once the message is received, it will trigger the workflow, and it would start the conversation. So it's really simple to add your Telegram credentials. So you click on new credentials, then you go to bot further on Telegram and you ask for your bot token. So you basically post the bot token here and you click on save, and everything is gonna be set. Everything is gonna be done. Then for the trigger, you can add multiple triggers but for this, we'll be going for the on message trigger. And once you're done adding that, you map that to this place, and you also map this to the send text message node we added earlier. So now to map the stuffs, to map the expressions, first of all, let's start with the upspots. So for the email, I also set the email to define automatically by the model. This way, whenever it comes to like logging data into HubSpot or Supabase, the AI model would be able to reference the particular message that included the Gmail, or that particular data we're trying to log. Then it would automatically define the expression and log it into um, you know and to log it into the right tool. So I did same thing for Supervisor as well. As you can see, I set every single header to define automatically by the model. So that's all. That's for the HubSpot and the Superbase. And for the final node, which is the send a text message, you will basically output the you map the output coming from the AI agent to this particular column called text. Now I'll put that into action so you'll be able to understand what I mean. So while we are testing it, I think what we have to do is to let me delete this. What we have to do is we swap the Telegram trigger with this trigger. That way we will be able to test it. So all we have to do is to just open the chat column and you um oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Now, as you can see, the error came as a result of the change in the key. So now, whenever you're trying to switch from the when chat message received to the Telegram trigger node, you would have to change the key here, because if when I'm using the on chat when I'm using that particular trigger, when I'm using this trigger, the key would be you won't have to make it defined below, it would automatically be connected chat trigger node. So same thing with the AI agents. You won't have to like map the prompt user message. All you have to do is like it's going to automatically be the connected chat trigger node. So whenever you're trying to switch from the from the on chat message received to the um Telegram node, you would just have to change those stuff. And now let's clear the execution and try it one more time. Yeah. Alright, as you can see, it's send the message to the AI agent and it's giving the output. Hello, how can I assist you today? If you're looking for any information about property, let's just say I want to buy a house, buy a, oh, buy a house. So it's gonna ask me for my name. Let's just add some random name. Um, Then it's going to ask me for my Gmail address, and let's just input some random Gmail address as well. Gmail. That's com. Then it's going to ask me the kind of property I'm trying to buy. Let's just say I'm trying to buy let's say a condo. Then it's going to ask me for the number of bedrooms I'm looking for. And number of bedrooms would, let's say, like 9. Then it's going to ask me for my budget range. Let's say 900K. Then it's going to ask if I need a mortgage for this purchase, but no. Then, as you can see, it's going to call this particular hotspot to, and it's going to update my email on HubSpot. Then it's going to create that particular role for this particular chat on Supabase. Now, if you go to the HubSpot record, and you can see that the Gmail link we added earlier has been saved in the HubSpot contact details. So if you go to Supabase as well, if you go to Supabase, you would see that that particular the details or the data from that particular chat we just had would be automatically saved on the Supabase. Why is it taking so long? Alright, as you can see the person's name, and the other details we added in the chat has been saved on the Supabase record. So basically, that's all about it. And like I said earlier, whenever you're trying to switch back to the Telegram trigger node before publishing, you just have to swap this for this. Then you swap this back to this, and you open this. You change the prompt user message to define below. Then the prompt would be the you switch it for you map it to the as the chat input coming from the Telegram node. Let's try to do that. Let's trigger his workflow and send the message on. I think there's too many triggers. Then for let's do the last node first. So for this last node, you will basically map the output coming from this place. Like I said, the output will be in $ JSON dot output. Then you add the curly bracket and other stuff. Then you have to get your chat ID as well. So to get your chat ID, you have to go to I think I think family bots on Telegram. Then you ask for your chat ID, and it's going to provide that as well. And let's try to trigger this Telegram notification limitation in Telegram. Oh, I think there is an issue with the Telegram node. It's not coming from my end. I think that's coming from Telegram. So unfortunately, we can't test it unpublished. So basically, that's all about it. And it's pretty simple to build. And the only thing we changed from the job description is we switched from WhatsApp to Telegram. I would have used WhatsApp, but I think there's some issue with WhatsApp, connecting WhatsApp on anything. Then we switched from Airtable to Supabase. And basically the main reason why I switched from Airtable to Supabase was because I actually plan to like buy pull a dashboard, and using Supabase makes it a lot more easier to like connect it to the dashboard, and rather than using Airtable. And I think that's all. We basically fulfilled what the client was looking for. And yeah, I think that's all. That's all about the video. And I'll catch you guys on day 3. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Bye.